the 2017 Nissan Titan Crew Cab V8. This is the new full-size truck that Nissan wants to take on the Detroit 3 as well as Toyota in the full-size truck category. I'm Jay, and welcome to the latest episode of CarBuzz Unboxing Reviews. So CarBuzz was invited by Nissan to an exclusive preview event in Carmel-By-The-Sea, California to check out the new Titan, and I want to share with you what I learned from that event today. Now, this is the second generation Nissan Titan. The first Titan came out in 2003 and was on sale through about 2015. Yes, it was on the market for over a decade, and by the time production ended, it just wasn't competitive in the full-size truck segment. This new second generation Titan is supposed to be very different. Now, the moment I stepped inside, I was just automatically reminded of the Ford F-150's interior, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Even the exterior of the second generation Titan here, it has a lot of Ford F-150 in it. But again, that's not a bad thing. Nissan really did not want to break any new ground in terms of styling inside or out. It just wanted to build a really good, full-size, and reliable quality pickup truck, and I think they've done that here. But before we go any further, let's start up the engine so that you can give that a listen. Okay, so that was the naturally aspirated 5.6 liter V8 with 390 horsepower and 394 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a 7-speed automatic transmission, and this is the 4x4 truck, so power is sent to all four wheels. Now, this is the same 5.6 liter V8 from the first generation Titan, but it's been updated. For an example, the old 5.6 liter V8 had 317 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque, and it was paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission. So you can see the improvements Nissan did right there. And of course, you can get this in 4x2 and 4x4 variants. And there's 3 configurations available: the Crew, Single, and King Cab. And the Crew Cab just went on sale last month, and the Single and King Cabs are coming later this year, Nissan has told us. And there are 5 trim levels available: the S, SV, SL, the Pro 4X, and the Platinum Reserve, which is what this truck is. Of course, the top of the line, and the most expensive. Now, this overall exterior styling, I do like it. It's 14.7 inches shorter than the Diesel XD, and it's almost a foot shorter than the XD's longer bed, and yet this one, it still rides on the previous Titan's wheelbase, but it's 3.5 inches longer than the previous generation Titan Crew Cab. And you can clearly see that there's a lot of bold styling, available LED projector headlights, signature daytime running lights, LED tail lamp bulbs, LED puddle lamps, and improved step rails for the cabin and bed access. Basically just lots of LED lights. And again, this is a traditional body-on-frame pickup truck. It's not like the new Honda Ridgeline, which is kind of a car/truck. No, this is a pure full-size truck. Nice big 20-inch wheels, naturally aspirated V8 power. And this also has a Class 4 towing hitch, and Nissan is claiming best-in-class tow rating of 9,390 pounds, which is a 190-pound improvement over the previous model. And in fact, the Ford F-150, it has a payload rating of 2,100 pounds and a towing capacity of 9,000 pounds. Now, this truck's payload capacity is 1,590 pounds, so the Ford F-150 has it beaten there, but again, for outright towing, this Nissan Titan is the clear winner in this class. But in terms of the exterior styling, yeah, I do like it. Is it a complete carbon copy of the Ford F-150? No, there is actual Nissan styling going on there, but you can see where the influence came from. And this is the 5.6 liter naturally aspirated V8. Again, you can get a 5 liter V8 in the Ford F-150, but Ford is really pushing those turbo-powered EcoBoost engines these days, and I think the 5 liter V8 in the Ford is eventually going to be phased out. But for now, Nissan is still sticking with a naturally aspirated V8, and I'm really happy to see that. Fuel economy, 15 miles per gallon in the city, 21 on the highway, and a combined 18. It may not sound so good, but that's actually 28% improvement over the previous Titan. And this truck weighs just over 5,700 pounds. And just to compare, the Ford F-150 with a naturally aspirated V8 had 15 miles per gallon in the city, 21 on the highway, and a combined 17. So those numbers for both these trucks here with a naturally aspirated V8 are nearly identical. Now this interior, again, compared to the first generation Titan, this is worlds better. I mean, that first generation Titan, I've been in it before. It, in my opinion, had too many cheap plastics, and compared to the latest trucks out there today, its interior was lame, and it was just not luxurious enough. But this is a different story. Again, Platinum Reserve, fully loaded truck that you see here. It has a 12-speaker audio system, a 7-inch touchscreen with navigation, dual-zone climate control. And just like with any new truck today, making this a nice place to be, it was important for Nissan. They just didn't want you to always think that you're in this loud, bouncy pickup truck. For an example, it has laminated front side glass for extra quietness. That's often found in luxury cars. And a 3-layer dash insulator instead of the previous Titans, just 1 layer of insulation. Again, this is the crew cab, so you're going to have pretty nice size second row seats. And these are 60-40 split folding. And overall, I didn't think the rear was a bad place to be. It was fairly comfortable. The seats maybe were a little stiff. These, again, they're covered in leather, top trim, Platinum Reserve. You're going to get that. But the front seats was the real treat. Again, 8-way power driver seat, 4-way front passenger seat. Quite luxurious. And this time, the overall build materials were just much, much better than before. And like with any full-size truck today, and even the heavy duties, you had a really wide center console. And I do like the stitching pattern on these leather seats. That's a nice touch right there. Again, Nissan is not trying to break new ground here. And you can clearly tell just by the design. But again, I want to keep stressing, you don't need to break new ground to build a really good full-size pickup truck today. And the overall dash design, it's inoffensive, it's nice, it's straightforward. Is it as nice as what you see on the Ford F-150, the Chevrolet Silverado? Well, to each their own in their opinions. I think it's sort of right in between. Just kind of like its performance, which is 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6 seconds. Again, that timing is right in between the F-150 and the Silverado. And you have a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel here. But again, it was a little hard to believe that this was the same Titan. That, again, it was based on the first generation Titan's platform, but heavily updated. But I do kind of have a problem with this touchscreen here. It's only a 7-inch touchscreen, and I think for a full-size pickup truck, they're really wide, and that means they're going to have big dashboards. I don't think anything less than an 8-inch touchscreen is going to look right, because even here, this is a little too small. The icons here, I think they're too small, especially when you're trying to reach for one and you're looking when you're driving. It just can be a little distracting. And I've seen touchscreen infotainment systems that have bigger icons, specifically from Chevrolet. So Nissan, I do think that you can improve your touchscreens. This is a very similar system found in the new Armada, for an example. 360-degree around view camera system, very nice, especially when you're driving a rig as big as this one. So how does something like this drive? Again, you have that 360-degree camera system just to make parking maneuverability better, but Nissan is claiming this has best steering feel in the half-ton segment. It's more responsive while remaining linear and predictable. They've reduced body roll motion, and they improved body control over medium and large inputs, and again, they reduced interior vibration. And it also rides on hydraulic mounts that contribute to less vibration and increased ride quality. Basically, simple translation is you're going to get a less bouncy ride on the highway. But Nissan realized just a few years ago when it decided to update the Titan instead of just canceling it outright that it needed some help. So it turned to another industry insider. They hired a guy named Fred Diaz from Ram. He was actually CEO of Ram Trucks, and they brought him in as the VP of Nissan Trucks for North America. And they pretty much told him, look, we need help in redesigning this Nissan Titan, and your expertise in Ram Trucks is really needed. And he took up the job, and this is the result, and I like it. Now, the Titan, even though it is a Japanese brand, it was designed, engineered, and built in the USA. So it's 100% geared towards American buyers. Now, another way that Nissan tried to reduce fuel economy and improve the ride is that they improved the truck's aerodynamics. It has a 10% drag coefficient reduction from the previous Titan, and the drag force is reduced by closing the active grille shutter behind the radiator grille when the radiator and the condenser don't need a large amount of airflow, and there's also a roof spoiler and tailgate spoiler. But if you're really looking for a more fuel-efficient, large truck, Nissan has your back. Again, the Titan XD with a turbo diesel V8. It's already on sale, but again, it's heavy duty. But going back to Nissan deciding to redesign the Titan, I was a little surprised they chose to do that instead of redesigning the midsize Frontier. Reason being is that GM launched the Chevrolet Colorado and its twin, the GMC Canyon, and those two trucks, along with the Toyota Tacoma, are just selling like hotcakes. People are loving them. I was talking to a GMC guy at the Detroit Auto Show last year, and he was telling me just how many new buyers, truck buyers specifically, GM is attracting to both those trucks. And not everybody, he was telling me, needs or wants a full-size truck like this one here. In fact, Ford realized its mistake in discontinuing the Ranger several years ago. It's bringing that Ranger back for 2019 or 2020. So for Nissan to jump into the full-size truck game against three really good trucks from Detroit as well as the Toyota Tundra, it kind of makes me wonder whether Nissan made the right decision. Well, time will tell when the sales numbers come in. But just to give you an idea of Nissan's Titan sales, that they're just equivalent to 9.6% of Ford sales output. So Nissan understands that, look, we're not going to beat the Ford F-150 in sales. We're not going to beat the Chevrolet Silverado or the Ram 1500. What I think Nissan is doing a good job of targeting here is first-time full-size truck buyers that don't have any previous brand loyalty, because there's no way in hell you're going to get an F-150 buyer into a Silverado and vice versa. But what Nissan is saying, look, we are going to give this Titan America's best truck warranty, 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. The Ford, the Chevy, the Ram, the Toyota, they all have 3 years, 36,000 mile warranties. And we're just going to build a truck that's just as good off-road, high interior quality, good exterior design, and very reliable. And it'll do all the work that you need it to do. Now, this bed is really nice. It's got, again, a spray-on bed and lots of LED lights, as well as what they call removable and lockable Titan boxes. that those are located on the edges of the bed. See, those are the LED lights, and they just provide outstanding illumination, especially at night. Now, this front end styling here, you're either going to like it or you're not, or you're just going to think, hey, they just took the design from the Ford F-150. But again, I like how aggressive this is. I like all that chrome, but I can see how some people may be a little put off by it. They might be put off entirely by full-size trucks. But I do like those front LED units there. And compared to the Titan XD, the front end styling here, it's almost identical. But it's an overall very nice looking and well proportioned truck. So how much does it cost? Well, the cheapest 2017 Titan, the Crew Cab S with the 4x2 configuration, carries a sticker price of just under $36,000. Now, the top-of-the-line Platinum Reserve 4x4, it only starts at $58,105, and again, the single and King Cab models will arrive later this year. But again, just starting off at $58,000, you can add more features, and the price is going to go up to well above $60,000. And this is one of the arguments I keep making is there a real future for luxury full-size trucks like this? Are people going to eventually want to downsize? Do they even need all of this space? Well, Nissan is about to find out. So what do I like? Well, I like the styling, especially the exterior and the cool LED lighting in the bed. What I don't like, well, the interior breaks no new styling or technology ground, and the ride was kind of harsh at times. And the bottom line question is this all good enough to be a competitive truck in the full-size segment? So I'm out of time for today. Thanks for watching. Any more questions for me, leave them in the comment sections below. And be sure to leave me suggestions for future unboxing reviews, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks again for watching.